I still meet people who I tell, no, actually, I can't afford it, it's too expensive. Like, Caro con pesa. Yes, not for this.
Yes.
Yes, you don't understand what I'm saying. You do not. This, for the value you're telling me it is not something I'm willing to part with. So when I tell you I'm sorry, I don't have the money, I mean it. Hi, welcome back to my channel, and please subscribe if you haven't. If you have, share this conversation. Niceties are not spoken here. The truth is important, but also what is very sobering for me is that the truth still holds true in 2019, and the same truth could have been spoken in
80 years ago.
80 years ago. That is scary. Wamaitha, I will start again with you. So, yes, money before Centonomy was zzz. But you're also telling me that culturally, and I think this is very important because I have never understood this, that fine, you were shown the itara.
Yes.
But that was for in case.
Yes.
Which meant, and this is very important, culturally, we are agriculturalists. I'm also a Bantu. That means a woman tilled the land.
Yes.
Milked the cows. But when there was proceeds from that, it was banked where?
In the man's account.
Whether or not
he worked the land.
That is why we hear this line that all money belongs to men.
Yes.
She's
A woman owns nothing.
That time.
No, it's just, you hear some men say it and you're like, where did you get that from? Yes.
Even inheritance. Look at inheritance itself. The woman only has life interest to the assets of the marriage. If her husband were to die, let's say it's land, immovable property.
Yes.
She only has a life interest on that land. And if she got married to another man,
she would have to forfeit it.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's the law.
And that's why maybe it was very interesting. On Saturday, I had a class, a personal finance class. And afterwards, this lady came to me and she had just retired. And she told me, Sheba, one of the key things I'd like to do in the next couple of years is ensure that I've worked to leave an inheritance for my daughter. And when she talks about inheritance, and it was the men who are living, you see now even the conversations.
I understood it because my own mother was pushing me subtly, very early, buy land. And I told a few people here earlier, just to shut her up.
You bought.
You buy.
Fire.
Because she also, for a long time, did not have the permission to tell me things like, you must secure yourself, you will not inherit. So all she could do was subtly, quietly prod you in a certain direction. She's like, are you saving? Yeah, so ununue ka plot pale. She doesn't know how to tell you, my dear, you can't bequeath anything. She doesn't know how to tell you.
Last year.
Because she actually shouldn't tell you.
Last year it was very interesting. Okay, maybe I live in the city, so I mean, a woman owning assets and having finances is normal.
These people, yes.
I went to a certain community for a funeral, and I wondered why a lady, a sister to the person whose parent had died, her land was outside the compound. And if a married woman separates from her husband or divorces, she can't come back into the compound.
Yeah, she can't.
She's either given land outside. If you're single and then your parents die, your brothers have the power to determine whether or not
you will get anything.
You will get anything.
My issue with my issue with this culture also being the first of many. Like, I'm the first child my parents have had. Questioning that, going back to, not only do I come from this place, but now I've discovered I'm female. But now I'm discovering that I can't question. Because to you it seems like I'm really young, so I have these things at disposal. I actually don't. It has been a problem over and over to question a male figure. Like, why aren't you doing these things in the house? Why aren't you doing this? And sitting down and explaining to the figures, the older figures in my life, that, oh, you know, at Centonomy, I learned I should save. But why save when we need this? You can't say that I need to go to hospital or this is needed. I have had to question over and over and over again. So when you're talking about land, to me it's like, hey, so now if I'm just talking about savings, when it comes to actually buying land and I don't want to give it to you because
have
it's
to do it
under.
the way Wamaitha is saying, chini ya maji.
And that's the thing. That's what I do now. Like, and I think now people are gonna find out from
Does
this.
it have to be secret?
It's,
You know,
I may
the
be
problem
vocal.
is the way we are cultured. Women, we give. We always give.
Yes, you're not
and
allowed to
forget
withhold.
ourselves. We are not. You as the woman are meant to be selfless. That to the point where you forget yourself.
So now I'm
that
termed
you
as
are
selfish.
important.
Not only is she
'cause you put
liberal,
but
and
she's
loud,
selfish. Ataki kupatiana.
and then the other terms come in now. She's loud, she's arrogant, she's too independent. That one, she might
Okay,
not get
by the way,
married.
but
as a
yet-
mother of daughters, what does too independent mean? I mean, can you be quasi kidogo too? It's like women are supposed to have, but just enough.
Yeah.
I really like what you, Miss Wamaitha, has said about we give. And you see that we are nurturers. Women are nurturers, and it's a good thing.
It is.
And for me, I say, you know, that's why they say, you know, when we are educated and empowered, it means an entire world is
also going to be empowered.
But then I always say, can we please continue, can we please nurture as we also nurture ourselves?
Yes.
Because how do I feed you from an empty cup?
From an empty cup. There you go. Actually,
And they wouldn't
I have to
understand.
find the
Yeah.
video, but I remember it taught me you've got to go back to your cup runneth over. So what runneth over is for you.
Exactly.
What is in the cup is mine.
And
I'm allowed to have a full cup.
yes. In fact, at Centonomy, we call it the financial plan. We call it the pot. You see, when the pot has, you know, the githeri or whatever is inside, that githeri, that food that is inside that pot, that's our asset.
Yes.
That's what is generating all this
All the other
income
things
for
that
me to
come
send
out.
home, for me to
Yes.
do ABCD. But when the pot is empty, people will still come and say, see, you give us something, and it's still hard to say I don't have anything.
Yeah.
No,
So
I've learned
we
to
need,
say I know.
yeah, we
And
need.
it took a minute.
Yeah,
It
and
took
that's
a
why
minute.
this nurturing system or thing that we have, we should also not only just give others, but build it ourselves. Yeah.
So what took you to Centonomy?
The issue of control. I wanted to be able to be like Mufasa, to stand proud.
Not to be shaken by the name.
Exactly.
Okay.
That when I die, or when I'm on my deathbed, I won't look back and regret and say, I wish I wish. Because you've always been holding back and not securing yourself and your children. I want to leave a legacy for my children's children, in the sense that from the assets that or investments that I do, my children will enjoy them, and my children's children. In the sense that, you know, it's not like long time ago where parents could rely on their children to take care of them.
Yes.
It's not the case now.
No, it isn't.
And I can't guarantee 100% that my children will take good care of me.
No.
But I want to live well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to go out and be
a
with
good
the
time.
people.
Yes.
And have a say.
Yeah.
Yes.
But how do I do that? Unless I already know what I want and move towards it.
Yes.
And that's what made, okay, as an advocate, you earn an income.
Yes, I was going to say that.
But, you know, yes, I'm
There's a
working
but.
this hard. But,
Okay.
but there's no control. And it's because I lack that understanding
Of money.
of money. And you know, Proverbs 4:7 says, above all, all the getting, get understanding.
Please.
Understanding.
Get understanding.
Yes.
If ever there was a reason to go to Centonomy, to get understanding.
Understanding. The money is coming in.
But
how do you secure that it stays in and multiplies?
We say secure the bag.
Yes, secure the bag. How do you do that?
can't. Because
If you
as
don't
it
have
is, the
understanding,
term money makes you shake.
shut up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and you're not meant to think about it.
No, actually, yes.
Everything will
Unajisumbua
work out.
sana.
Yeah, somehow things will work out. It's not always the
No,
case.
it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Why did you go to Centonomy?
A couple of things, and my relationship with Centonomy now it's quite long. When I joined Centonomy, I was running a business, still do, and the point where I was at is I had just started getting proper income from clients, and you see, still same from the Bible and teachings from parents is make sure you're saving it properly and increasing. You remember the story of the wise man, and not even the wise
And
man,
the
but
talents.
the talents.
Yes.
And even if I have a finance background, which is also was very interesting with the conversation you had, there you're taught, in school you're taught how to manage other people's monies.
Never yours.
You will not have the conversation of my money and this is how we'll do accounts. And where I was at that time was, what are the steps that I really need to take so that I can secure this bag that I'm currently
But
making?
you must have been what, 25?
Yes, I was actually 24.
Wow.
Yeah. And Carol, it's what I'm learning right now, it's not about the age. It's about the why. It's about why do I want to get there? At that time I remember one of my dreams was to be able to buy a car. And my mentor had once told me, make sure the day you buy one, don't buy it with your own cash.
Yes.
Don't go for a loan. And when I'm getting this money, I'm wondering, so how am I gonna do this?
You know.
How? What do you mean? Now stop telling me shares, but how? So that it can also be sustainable.
Control. How?
Yeah.
What took you to Centonomy?
I wanted to break the cycle. I was fed up. I'm just like, we cannot keep going through the same thing generation after generation after generation. And lucky for me, I had great mentors who showed me there's a different future for you if you just decided to put in the hard work, to be smart, to do what was needed to get out of the situation.
Put in the work.
Put in the work. But then now I've put in the work. And I've started earning at the age of 19. But I'm just wasting it.
Yeah.
Consume.
Because that's what you do.
And then back to the fear of, there's a very thin line between prosperity and poverty.
Oh, yeah.
And I just kept thinking of it. I'm like, I could just tilt over and go back to being the girl who got the scholarships, got good grades, to now wasted herself, and she's back here. And I was like, I'm done. And the thing about influencers, so there's this thing influencers are doing. You get so much money just to post on Instagram. Yeah, I'm like, okay, so I've gotten my education, I'm educating myself, I'm helping out at home, and then I'm getting extra money on the side. Am I gonna use this money to just have fun, to travel the world
For the gram.
Yeah. And then Centonomy comes up to me and they're like, hey, so we have this package. And what an influencer would normally do is, okay, you want me to advertise?
How much?
Oh, you're paid very well. Very well.
That's what they'll do.
Yeah.
An influencer would be how much? As opposed to?
Most influencers will be like, give me this money, one post, and it's a lot of money for people who think you're just being paid 5,000. It's not 5,000.
No. We've never been paid
It's
5K.
quite a lot of money.
Yes.
And then I was like, no, you have to be different. And I was talking to my mentors and asking questions about Centonomy because I was watching the YouTube videos. I was listening to people say, do it when you're young. Do it when you're young. And I'm like, crap. Like I'm not gonna be 23 forever. Like this is my young now. So everyone who's 40 or 30 is like, do it while you're in your 20s. Yeah. And I was like, this is my 20s.
Yes,
and I was like, you know what? Don't pay me. Give me free classes.
Good girl.
Value.
Give me,
your
that's
why.
giving me value because what they didn't understand is that where I'm coming from, you don't have room to mess up. I don't have room.
The number of times I've told
mess up.
people that story of people I admire.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had the chance to work with amazing people, whether it was Jalango, Larry, Chipkizi, and I keep saying, you guys don't understand. Those boys were never going back. I mean, I could close my eyes and know, as sure as the sun would rise, they would be in studio.
Yeah.
And there are people I can't count on like that. But I also know that they know that line is very thin.
It's very thin.
Then I meet my friends from mainland Nairobi who don't want to be stressed sana. Unafanya kazi saa zote.
Wataki kuamka mapema. The bold, what you've just talked about is bold choices.
Yes.
Where you know this is where I'm at, this is where I'm going to go.
And I'm going.
And I'm going.
I'm going.
Whether you're coming with me or not.
And you know what people don't realize, yeah? Because a lot of people would be like, oh, you're crazy to give up the money for free classes. And what I told them was, because I did my classes in October. So between October and today, I did 4 influencer jobs.
Yes.
Instead of spending that money from Centonomy, I learned how to invest and make money.
Yes.
So I took free classes that helped me multiply. And
That
and
money
taught me
from
how to save.
Invest
and
in
I was like, you thought
You think I'm stupid?
I'm stupid for taking free classes. And it was, who wants to wake up every single Saturday
At 9
in class?
I know, because that means Friday you're not ready.
Yeah, like I'm not. And then after that, so I have school and I have work. So from Centonomy, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
And then I have to go to group work after class, after the show. And everyone is like, you're crazy, Sharon. Like, we're having fun. And for a moment, I thought I was missing out.
All you got in your 20s is time.
Yeah.
I thought I was wasting time because I was like, guys are having fun and I'm losing out, which is, it's FOMO. The fear of missing out.
No, please.
But now you
Talk
look
to
at
me about it's called JOMO, the joy of missing out.
Yeah.
and I look at my bank account and I'm like, no,
I'm not
I
going
didn't miss
back.
out on anything.
Didn't miss out on anything.
And
But
I
what I
think
can hear both of you saying is that you made a decision. You know what you want and you're ready to sacrifice, no
For
matter
it.
what it is,
Yes.
for it. And that's what Centonomy helped me get.
Really?
To refocus and see exactly, identify what I want and how to get there.
Yeah.
I love that.
because-
the value of money in that class.
time value of money.
value of money.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I never slept that night.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Me
looking
too.
with your tables.
Because we've got children. I remember I went, because I used to go to the evening class.
Yes.
And when we did time value of money and we projected forward, we're like,
No.
500
so
million.
remember there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
You can think about the fact that I think at the time my daughter was 2,
Yeah.
and you factor in inflation at about 7%, and you think that even if she's going to USIU, that would go up 5% every year for the next how many? I was like, jokes!
Kwanzaa now it's like 7 to 8%.
There you
now.
go.
Yeah.
But there was a flip side. I could also say the time value of money is money I have now.
Right now.
What can it look like in 18 years?
Yeah.
I didn't sleep. I got online. I recalibrated all my standing orders,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
By morning, Senator was waking up to new orders.
So what happened to you and also to me in that same class is the reality that each and every goal we have has a cost.
It does.
It does.
And whether I want to travel to Bali, whether I want to educate my child, whether I just want to
There's
build
a
my
cost.
house, whether I want to be happy, there's a cost. And I'd rather just know what it is.
And pay.
And I start doing, if I'm getting my 5 Gs now, 10 Gs now, 25 Gs, I start knowing this saving is actually attached to goal X. Kuliko what people are doing, you're saving, like you remember the piggy account, but sometimes you get yourself in a situation and you're like, I have
gotta
that
dip in
saving.
there.
But now what we learn and teach at Centonomy is that saving is attached to a certain goal that you really want so bad.
So you can't touch it.
You can't.
Control.
You know, it's very important what you've just said, the issue of cost. How many people sit down and count the cost
Yeah, of what they want.
of what they want?
Yeah.
You know why I didn't sleep? because of the number of years. I calculated the number of years.
That's
I
why
had
we
worked.
always tell you do Centonomy in your 20s. Because you don't want to be sitting there thinking,
I wish I was.
You know? And you see the amount of money that slipped through your fingers. You're like, you mean if I sat down and focused and counted the cost,
you know,
I would be where I want to be now.
Wow.
It was doable.
Yeah.
Because if it was 5 bob that time,
Yeah.
it's probably
20
20
you
now.
know, I remember milk was about a bob or a bob,
Gosh.
you know. And I went to
Milk
5
was a
bob.
bob?
You know, something like that. With 10 bob, you could have breakfast.
Wow.
You know.
Yes.
But if you are saving 5 shillings or even 1 shilling that time. Now, when I was doing it in 2016, that 1 shilling, if I was faithful, I would achieve whatever I wanted, even educate my children. You're not in crisis mode always.
Okay, that's the other thing. I'm not in crisis mode all the time.
You
I've
see?
refused.
Because now the kids have to go to school, they need this.
You
It's
pay
always
school
you're
fees
trying
3
looking,
times a
The
year.
in case coming to life.
you know.
In case it's coming to life.
But
all the time.
Centonomy helped me, like now start planning, counting the cost and being disciplined because I have a purpose. I know what this money is for. So I'm able to sacrifice and be able to confidently say no.
No.
Caroline,
Have you guys gotten over the awkwardness and embarrassment of saying, no, I can't afford it? I still meet people who I tell, no, actually, I can't afford it. It's too expensive. Like, Caro con pesa. Yes, not for this.
Yes.
Yes, you don't understand what I'm saying.
Prioritize.
You do not. This, for the value you're telling me it is not something I'm willing to part with. So when I tell you I'm sorry, I don't have the money, I mean it.
Yeah.
Not for that.
to be honest, for me, I turned 30 last November, and now I appreciate, especially the last couple of months, I'm appreciating the power of no.
Oh.
And what I'm doing, because I've not reached where
Another
you
word
are,
women
where
don't know how to say.
Yeah,
No.
I've not reached where you are, where it's now so super easy for you, but because you have, it's a journey.
It is.
And what I'm having to do right now is, if it's a no for me, I keep reminding myself, Sheba, this is what you decided. Yeah?
Yeah.
If it's a no, it's a no.
no.
Even if I know kidogo, I might feel, I would have wanted to work, but then I remind myself, but why am I doing this?
And actually you said this,
yeah.
the power of your why.
Yeah. And I want to encourage all the women who are watching right now, that many times we find ourselves in situations where we want to say yes to everything. And you see, it's not about money. It's not money, because what you said, very important, it's what your time, your energy. Those are resources that if you really put value into it, they turn into economic use.
No, but you've heard what I've said about my decisions.
Yeah.
I think as a
If
millennial,
it doesn't make me happy,
Yeah.
it doesn't make me better,
Yeah.
doesn't make me money,
You cut it out.
I don't make time for it.
Yeah.
as a millennial, I feel like, so Centonomy has taught me how to say no.
You're 25, you're a Ziga.
24.
I'm the millennial.
Yeah. Okay, so as a Ziga,
You are the generation that will change the world.
Yeah.
They are the ones who will yell about it.
Yeah.
I feel
Some of us.
Centonomy taught me how to say no, but I had to twist it and find a term that I was comfortable with.
I
So
usually say,
my favorite,
however.
So for me, I'm not in that position.
Yeah.
To everyone, to my parents, to my siblings. It's always, I don't even wait for you to finish the sentence. I'm just not in that position.
Yeah, or I'll consider
But it's so awkward to live in an era where not only is your family looking at you like, but your friends are also on Instagram showing you how we're going to Bali, we're going to this, to the point that if I had to turn off notifications,
You would.
I had to go off social media for a whole month in January.
Yes.
Like, I was like, you know what? From January 1st, I'm just going to go off. I don't want to see you travel. I don't want to see where you were during December. I don't want to hear what you bought. I don't want to see what you're wearing. You have to take such drastic measures as a young person to say no.
Wow.
Because societal
To the point
pressure
that
right
now
is
I'm
real.
even running away from people on Fridays.
Yes, I
Societal
knew
pressure
you guys
right
have
now.
pressure. I didn't know it was that
Super
much.
real.
It's on Friday.
No,
Are you at Brew?
My nose is very quick.
Even the hashtag I usually see on Twitter is uko wapi
Yeah.
on Friday jioni inakuanga hashtag
kulikuwaje, kuliendaje.
uko wapi. So you see someone take a photo of something and it's uko wapi, and that's why we say, you know, at Centonomy it's about purposeful individuals, because you have to have a purpose. When you are denying yourself a month of social, it's because there's something you're working
so
towards.
drastic. Like,
Wow.
are we doing brunch on Sunday? I'm like, on Sunday I'm gonna be in shags. Like, you even have to come up with lights.
Oh, please.
So that
Been there, done that.
So no one is
If
like,
you need new
"Auntie,
ones, call me."
are you home? No. And like, I feel like it's so crazy because you say you are not sleeping. I sat down after my classes and I was like, wait, so I'm paying my school fees, and if I don't pay this and that by this time, it's gonna accumulate to this and that. So
Yes.
at 26, 27, I'm gonna be paying off something that I should not be paying off. I should be investing in. Like, I was just like, you know what? I literally texted 5 of my friends and I was like, listen, I think there's a problem because I've calculated how much it's gonna cost me, and at
I can't
30,
afford it.
I can't. Like, I'm just not in that position.
I'm not in
that position.
Making
So like
bold
that thing of constantly saying no, and it has even trickled down to, I was having a conversation with another friend who's also an influencer, and she's an advocate, and we were talking about a job we did. I'm not good at negotiating, so I've had to come to the point where I've realized that if my client says we're paying you this and we need to cut off this, no, we have to come down to the table and have a discussion about why you're cutting down. So now I'm even scared. I'm like, oh, so not only am I saying no to my parents and to my friends, so now I have to say no to clients as well. Like, it's
that's where your money is
I've
coming
said no
from.
to some clients.
So for me, it's always a learning, a new experience every single day. Like, you have to constantly say no, and then
Something I need to ask the 3 of you, which is important when it comes to payment, because women have an issue negotiating money and asking for money. As an advocate,
Guilty.
guilty, yeah? Guilty.
As charged. Yes, especially where you feel, am I asking too much?
What is too much?
Yes, but you know,
This is the problem we deal with as women.
It's the value that you give yourself, the value of your services. Do you think that you are entitled to the amount you're charging? Do you value yourself that much?
And when you issue the invoice, I know for a fact that I was taught this by other women, that women don't ask to be paid. They don't want to look pushy. They don't want to look. I got needs. I got children to feed.
Yes,
You
That's
know.
your wife.
Yeah. Do you have a problem asking for money when you're owed money?
Used to.
yes.
Used to. She said, as an advocate, guilty as charged.
Used to, and
What
I can
changed?
explain why. Yes, I used to be, maybe there's a thing going on in their lives, and
How like a woman?
it's true.
How
Can-
like a woman?
Let me
Story.
explain.
Yes.
You know how you find yourself putting yourself in other people's shoes.
Yes.
And for example, and this I'm saying out here, for a while, I remember a while someone giving me a shout and I helped them. And every time, you know, I didn't know it was going to be for a very long time. And that made me learn something. Sheba, every time you ever find yourself in a situation where either you invoice or you help someone, give them a date on when you expect your
To be
payment
payment.
back. So, and you communicate that before. So it took so long. I'm wondering, hey, well, what's happening? And every time
Maybe
I'd want to ask, I'm like, maybe, you know, commercial, you know, economy, you know, jobs, you know, it's January, maybe there's something going on. And I had to sit back and say, and me? Kwani there's nothing going on in my life?
Yes.
Yeah? And I started, and that's why now it's making those bold moves. I know maybe it's not the easiest thing to ask for payment. It's not easy.
Incidentally, it's not easy for women, which is why the other thing I like to advocate for is pay women first.
Yeah.
So I tend to pay, when I procure services, if I'm entertaining at home, I pay women first.
Yeah.
Number one, they're the ones who will not know how to ask for the money.
Yeah.
And I always tell them,
Interesting.
by the way, I've just finished. Ask me for your money.
Yeah.
I always say, ask me for your money.
I like that.
And it's because I have to teach you. I have to teach you because there's no point of you going through the same madness I went through.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ask me for your money. Just ask me. I'll pay you.
So for
But
me,
I pay women.
Yeah.
And I pay women first.
I'm going to borrow that and really take it up from you. But what now changed for me, like Mrs. Wamaitha, is I started really breaking down my value. When we are sitting on the negotiation table, I know what I'm bringing to the table.
I tell you.
Because back in the day, when I started my business in 2013, I'd find quite a number of clients who would be like, no, just charge this amount. And because I had not sat back to break down, so what am I bringing to the table, I was also giving them power over my money. And I had to break down my value and say, this is what I'm bringing. Hey, when I look at the numbers and I see you're negotiating 50% off, hata heri kai.
And actually that's something else, because you said there are times you've said no.
Yeah.
I mean, because you've been like, no.
Yeah. And this is something I learned like 2-3 weeks ago. Finding your value. Like, it got to the point where I'm just like, as an economist, it just goes back down to the numbers.
Yeah.
I have to calculate how much you're getting.
Time, this,
time,
that.
everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, because you have kids. Like, there are reasons people will pay you.
Yeah, we have
so I'm 24 and people are looking at me like, young girl, what are you doing with your money? You don't have kids.
It's my money.
And that's the thing. As a young person, for a long time, I felt like maybe I shouldn't ask for that much, you know? Because everyone else seems like they have so many needs that are greater than mine. But then now when I sat down, and the thing for me about getting to a point where I realized you have to learn how to put your value out is the people I surrounded myself with.
Okay.
And I don't think, especially young females, understand how important it is to have a foundation that is that strong. The same way you're saying you had to teach people to ask females
for your money.
Ask for your money.
Just
it got to a
send me
point
a
where I was
text
like,
and say, dear Caroline, we have finished, we've taken down the tents.
Yeah.
When can we have payment? But literally I'd say, ask me for it. Because I have to teach you. It's like a muscle. And if I build it, you will do it with your next client. But ask me for it.
So I've learned from my mentors, from older women. And they're like, you know what, Sharon, you're not a kid anymore. It doesn't matter how old you are. Your value is not dependent on your age or whether you're female or
whether
male.
you've got kids or not.
And then after taking that step of getting mentors, then I did something really drastic. I said, you know what, if I'm going to be in any investment groups, I have to be the only female.
Okay.
Everyone else has to be male. Because then I realized, wait, guys my age, men my age, they think so differently from females my age.
Oh, yes.
Because they're like, you know what? If we go down to a table and someone is saying something they're not okay with, all of them, all at once say no.
Say no, yes. Women are like, let's not have
Let me think about it.
We'll talk about it when she's not here.
Let's be bold with our money moves.
And it just becomes like a habit.
Yes.
So over the past month, even when I was talking to my advocate friend, because she's female and she's so fierce, it made me realize like my mentality has totally changed.
You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with, darling.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now as much as I'm learning every single day to say no, to say I'm not in that position, to put my value on the table, I'm really happy with where I'm at.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, you know what?
Are you happy where you're at?
I'm happy with where I'm at. And
do you have control?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
But I like what they're both sharing. And this is something that also Centonomy opened out for me. What do you have in the palm of your hand?
Oh, yes.
Non-financial assets. Yeah.
You know, takes me back to the talents of the 5 people. God gave each person talents. But sometimes, I don't know, maybe perceptions.
We sit then we're like, I'm not as talented as she is. Yes.
But what do you have
What is
in your
yours?
hands?
Yes.
And what opportunities are around you? Like how she's saying that because she's focused, she knows what she wants. Now she realized the best people to hang up to is this kind
guys
of
and older women.
From school, she's amazing me. She goes to school, then she goes to work, then it's because she has what a
20-something one-year-old should do.
Yeah, around her. She's maximizing on what opportunities that are around her. She's able to identify them and take them up and maximize on them.
Yes.
And that's what happened for me.
For you in
because
Centonomy.
now, with Centonomy, I realized that I can make my money multiply. So sometimes I get to that point of I need to do something. I need to do X. I work backwards and I see, what do I have in my hands?
There you go.
And I'm like, this will be my vehicle. Or that. It doesn't have to be money. What assets do you have? That shamba you have.
Can you turn it into
In the one you have in
something?
Kitengela. What can you do
Mrs. Mutoko.
to multiply it?
Yes.
You know, I don't know, I think it's a Kenyan craze. We love land.
Yes,
land.
we do.
Frotty. Everywhere I buy plot. But what? Okay, buy the plot.
Buy
then
it.
what?
And then what?
Yeah, that's why.
How are you going to get that
Value
plot
back.
multiplied?
Yes.
So that it brings in
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
What else can you do? What do you have in your hands? There's some. Now I'm in another project which
Yeah.
I never thought of.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring.
So
in the
Centonomy
money.
didn't just give you control, it opened
And
your
your eyes.
world.
It opened my
Identifying
world.
opportunity.
It opened my
I
world.
usually say something about land, and I also, you remember that call, my mom, the way you're saying your mom used to tell you, buy that lot, buy that plot.
Yes.
My mom was also like that, but now not under.
No.
She's like, Sheba, think about this. In fact, there is this 1, 2, 3.
And then I'm going to send someone to you.
But there's something that happened in Centonomy that I learned. That you see, when you buy that plot or that piece of land, it's because we all know land appreciates. As you wait for the appreciation day, because you know the value of that appreciation, you will experience the day you're selling it,
Yes.
or the day you do something extra on
But
it.
while it's sitting there.
But there's no point. I've actually appreciated this. There's no point of having it lying there. Find out, the same way you're saying, what do I have in my hands? What can this piece of land be doing as I wait for the
to
appreciation day?
Yeah.
You know, can you leave it to someone who is doing beekeeping? Is there a circle or a welfare group? Because
That
there are
is
many
looking
that
for it.
is looking for land so that they're able to do, you know, like where I have one, also those sides where you have doing pig
We
farming.
pay taxes to Ole Kajiado County.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Land rates.
why let's not wait. Let's take bold moves with the investments that we are making.
Bold moves.
Bold moves. So that we're not, and I keep on insisting on bold because it's also easy to have this asset in form of cash, in form of land. But they're not adding value right now.
At all.
And yet they still have utility opportunity.
Great.
Yeah.
I want to take a break. When we come back, I guess I just want to know, as when it comes to women and money, where have you come from? Where are you going? Where have you come from? Fasa, where are you going? Where have you come from? Where are you going? I know that I'm now getting to that place. I'm like, okay, let's see whether money can multiply if we put it in lipstick. That's where
Yeah.
we're at right now.
Which is
So
fantastic.
subscribe and come back.